Hello guys, it's Robbie here and welcome in this new recap where I'm going to break down London session on GU from Friday. And here we are with the 15-minute markup where I have marked out several possible scenarios on the 15-minute time frame, 15-minute markup, but based on this nice reaction, nice movement to the downside that has caused technically a breakout structure here because the 15-minute has changed character at this point down there. So 15 has changed character, and after that there was a breakout structure and then another breakout structure. And even though price was coming from this demand area, the reaction wasn't that strong that I was looking for in order to enter in a long position at this point right here. Also, there was several supply areas on this bearish movement that has caused the breakout structure at this point, and this low point was technically a really nice fourth or fifth touch of a really nice 15-minute bearish trendline liquidity. So I was really expecting a flip of this 15-minute supply area rather than a confirmation entry. But let's take a look on the other scenarios. Technically on GU it was a little bit double-sided knife because longs and shorts could play out that also. There was double tops right here, which has been built up for this 5-minute supply area. I have marked it on the 15-minute time frame already, but this one is a 5-minute supply area, and it has really nice double tops liquidity just below it. So we had a really great chance to reverse back to the supply area where we could wait for confirmation entry or confirmation entry on this 15-minute weak supply area, which is technically our extreme point at this region on this 15-minute time frame. Longs could play out from this 15-minute demand area, but I will show you that on the 5-minute slash on the trading view that it was a really weak reaction technically, and price has just confirmed the last recent 5-minute supply area right here, but I will talk about it on the trading view. Also, if a flip happened on this 15-minute demand area, which was the origin of this whole movement to the upside, then I was really expecting the sweep of this trendline liquidity on the 15-minute time frame. So technically these were the plans before the session on GU. And let's take a look on the first update that I have sent into the London Updates channel. And as you can see, this is the bearish movement that has caused the breakout structure on the 15-minute time frame. And we had several supply areas at this point. This was a 5-minute supply area that has caused the mitigation and technically a breakout structure at this point, right here. And as you can see, look at this reaction after this 15-minute demand zone mitigation. On the 1-minute time frame, it was a really nice reaction, but after this demand mitigation that has caused the strong structural change of character at this point on the 1-minute time frame after the 15-minute demand zone mitigation, it has started a really slow pullback to the upside, created liquidity, more liquidity than this liquidity on the for the higher supply area that has caused the breakout structure directly on the 5-minute slash 15-minute time frame, probably on the 5-minute time frame. And after this liquidity creation at this point, because there was liquidity, a confirmation entry has showed up. And also I have mentioned it right here in this bubble that at this point GBP USD is a double-sided knife, as it was explained in the new weekend forecast. So Marcel has also explained this double-sided knife scenario on GU, and personally I was focusing on EU a bit more because it had a clean bearish order flow on the 15-minute time frame, and it wasn't that clear on GU. However, if a really nice and high probability entry opportunity showed up on GU, I would not hesitate in order to pull the trigger in order to enter in a trade. So yeah, this was the first update that I sent on GU, and here is the next update that has happened 30 minutes later, half an hour later, or an hour later. As you can see, technically this whole movement that has started after this 15-minute demand zone mitigation, which was a full zone mitigation, so technically we had double bottoms right here. This is a really slow movement to the upside. It was a really slow movement up to this 15-minute or 5-minute supply area that has caused the breakout structure at this point on the 15-minute time frame. And you can clearly see that technically there was liquidity just above the last recent 5-minute supply area, but price has created even more liquidity with 3 touches on this trendline liquidity. This was a literally perfect trendline liquidity built up for this 5-minute or 15-minute supply area right here. And after not 50% mitigation, price V-shapedly reacted on this 15-minute supply area. It was hesitating at this point a bit, but it couldn't make a new breakout structure to the upside. And instead of a breakout structure, price has just flipped this demand area right here, which has caused the liquidity sweeping movement and also caused the breakout structure with this movement to the upside. So technically the change of character happened at this point perfectly, and price printed volume candles from this area, which has caused the flip and also the change of character at this point. And even though 15-minute zones or 5-minute zones 50% hasn't been mitigated, GU tends to not mitigate 50% of the higher time frame areas, so liquidity creation for this entry POI at this point wasn't necessary. And at this point, without liquidity creation and without 50% mitigation, we had 9 criteria. So there was the higher time frame zone mitigation, liquidity take for the higher time frame area. We had inefficiency for the entry POI. We were in a pro trend technically. So the 15-minute still showed bearish movements, but it was a double-sided knife. Technically, we could count the pro trend criteria for both directions. So yeah, we could count the change of character, which was a flip in this case. 2, also the price reacted V-shapedly after the 15-minute zone mitigation. We had really nice liquidity target right here, and also on the 15-minute time frame that I will show on the real trading view. Technically, we had corrective pullback, strong pro movements, and at this point, as you can see, I have marked this 5-minute weak demand out. This is a 5-minute weak demand, which has caused the flip of this 5-minute supply at this point, and it has caused a flip right here. So this was the 5-minute weak demand, and as you can see, price did not mitigate this demand at all. So price was not coming from any opposite-sided zone at this point. So this was our 9th criteria, and the 2 missing criteria were the combined liquidation for the entry POI, and the second missing criteria was the 50% mitigation. 9 criteria was enough for me in order to enter on this trade. Also, this was a really nice entry opportunity that has showed up after this 15-minute supply zone mitigation. And let's take a look on the real trading view. As you can see, I would target this low point right here, which has caused just a moment, please. Drawing panels. All right, perfect. So I was targeting this low point right here, the lowest point of this 1-minute liquidity pool after this 15-minute demand zone mitigation. And as you can see, it hit my TP for 6.2 risk reward ratio. Unfortunately, I had a notag here on MT4. This was my first ever notag on MT4, which was a tag actually on my trading view. But yeah, it happens sometimes. I missed out this trade because it was just a perfect tagging, as you can see. Unfortunately, I missed it on my MT4 because price did not tag me in. I left here on this entry POI, and as you can see, technically it was a literally perfect 6.2 risk reward ratio, and I was targeting this low point in this case because I would be more than satisfied with 6.2 risk reward ratio. And also, let me show you the higher time frame liquidity target. Look at this. After this zone mitigation, after the full zone mitigation on this 15-minute demand area, and look at this reaction on the 15-minute time frame. So price almost needed half a session in order to reach this 5-minute demand, 5-minute supply area, which has caused the breakout structure directly with really nice volume movement, as you can see. So this wasn't the strong reaction after this 15-minute demand zone mitigation, and technically this low point became a new touch on this huge trend line liquidity, which has been built up for technically the shorts. So yeah, but I would be more than satisfied with the target of this low point right here. And technically, yeah, unfortunately it was an notag trade, but it's perfectly fine. It happens sometimes. The main point from this trade, from this entry opportunity, plan played out perfectly once again. So yeah, after the break of structure at this point, and also after the mitigation of this 5-minute demand, I decided to delete my limit. Also, price has filled up the inefficiency right here. So technically, I was missing base criteria after this tagging right here. So yeah, after this break of structure and after the break of this break-even point, I decided to delete my limit order. But as you can see, it was a literally perfect 6.2 risk-reward ratio entry opportunity. And yeah, that's all, guys. I would use 3 pips in this case, as you can see, with the full zone mitigation, and I would target 6.2 risk-reward ratio. And yeah, that's all, guys. I'm gonna stop the recording right now, and I'm going to record another recap for New York session. So yeah, take care and see you in the next recap.